There's the VAR room on Westman Studios. Today, we'll review all the weekend games that were played. Interesting games were played over the weekend. The UCL top 5 race in the EPL and the El Clásico. We had a brilliant game today. I have Sefas and Nabila to do this with me. What's up, guys?
Charlie, we are back again.
You are back. All right. You don't say today be Mother's Day. Forgive your mommy shout out.
No, now I don't want to make we do end of the show. So you
go feed
no,
chicken.
you will get that. We will get like about 1 minute, 2 minutes. Give them.
Oh,
so you
I'm not-
no. That's why I said that. You make no worry. We go do them.
Me my horse wants fast. So pon compente.
We go do them. Make no worry. We go do them. We go do them. We go do them.
So but big shout out to all the mommies out
Charlie.
there. They are doing great.
Charlie, Mothers, Charlie, they do well.
Yeah, then they force.
Charlie, because I call it na swear
Ding. Obi to say Richie. You know imagine Richie. Richie na so ding.
Charlie, Richie hear this thing, but it don't go back.
Like you know say you stubborn boy.
So let's talk about the Mothers. Charlie, who is the one with Happy Mother's Day?
Oh, I have two very special mothers in my
Maybe
life.
so,
My
maybe so.
biological mother, Mrs. Celestine Migoji, and then I have another second mom. She's sweet, such a sweet mom.
Sweet mother.
She virtually took me as her own son when I went to school in the UCC.
Wow.
Teresa Galleon. A very happy Mother's Day to both of them. They are special. I love them so
Okay,
much.
Nabila, any Mother's Day?
Big shout out to my mother.
Okay.
Lady Gaga. That's why they call her. They call her. She know the bad boy when they call her. But me them my kiddie siblings. We call her Lady Gaga. I mean, big shout out to her, Mrs. Matali. God bless her so much. I mean, for the sacrifices, for everything that she's done to make sure that we come and sit here and then be able to express ourselves for the world to look at us. I mean, not just him, but all the other responsible mothers out there. We say, I mean, congrats to them today, and then big shout out to them.
Okay. And Happy Mother's Day to my mom too. Charlie, but me, the mothers know I get long list. Me can't want to show you but to every like all one mothers, Charlie, they force.
Then they force.
Charlie, amazing. They are so amazing.
Yeah.
Charlie, God will you bless
we
every
can't
mother
take it
out
for
there.
granted.
And they say potential mothers to make you wish
Make
them.
them come on for
So
there.
So
What is potential, man?
you make me wish them. Charlie, let me go straight into action. So let's start off with the El Clásico.
Yeah.
Barcelona won 4-3 against Real Madrid, and Barcelona has shared Real Madrid 4 times this season.
season,
16 goals.
Like Frinton, like left, right, center.
That's the baby
So they beat them home, away, far away from home, and far away from away.
Yeah, so we show with
Gata to gata,
kitchen on
because Madrid started the game very well, getting 2 goals in the first 40 minutes, and they just fell off. Nabila, just talk to me about that game.
Madrid, first of all, they are not a serious club this season. Like, they are not serious. Because you see, if you are, and during the preview, I was tipping them to win because I've mentioned that if you are playing against your city rivals that you have met consecutively this season, 1 back when I show 2, 3, 4 times, they are not serious. And it looks like this season, I just think that the players have just logged out of the season. Because I am trying to fathom how twice in consecutive games in the Copa del Rey final, Madrid rallied back, Barca scored, Madrid rallied back, took the lead with about less than 10 minutes to go. Yeah. They allow Barca into the game. Yeah. They go on to lose the trophy. All right. Now you have a chance to make amends. Make sure that you close the gap on them in the La Liga to at least one point, and then hope against hope that maybe Barca will slip up and then you go over them. You take the lead in the first 2 minutes of the game. And you sit down to let them rally back to come and beat you against a Barca team that have played 120 minutes energy sapping away from Spain. Look at the travels involved. Look at the
Madrid. And even the team they even played were a very tough opponent.
Madrid are just not serious this season. And look, whichever you look at it, talk of tactics, talk of player quality, whatever. I just think that the players have just logged out of the season. And they feel like they know Carlo is going, and they are not ready to play for anything this season. They are not ready to salvage any pride, and they just want to get the season done, go on holiday, maybe go to the Club World Cup. And I don't even know what they are going to do in the Club World Cup because, listen, if this is how you are playing in La Liga, then Club World Cup where other clubs who are also willing and ready to come and win it are coming in, then you don't know what Madrid are going to do. So for me, I think it was Madrid's game to win. I tipped them to win. They started the game brilliantly, and a mixture of Carlos, tactical Kizito Bekan, the tactics say woo, comical mistakes, egos in the team, Vinicius, Mbappe fighting for the same thing, a mixture of other things have caused Madrid to lose this game.
So say first, Barcelona just needs 1 point in their next 3 games to win the La Liga, and to win a domestic treble.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the game, like the big game that they won.
See, and I think Nabila couldn't have said it any better.
Yeah.
It's a serious indictment on Real Madrid to go 4 good games against Barcelona and lose all 4. See, if you watch the final in the Copa del Rey and you saw how close it was to a large extent, you were expecting Real Madrid to mount a challenge this time around.
Yeah.
And to go 2-0 up and capitulate in that fashion in the first half and allow Barca come back and score 4 goals in the
first half.
See, go back to the end of the game. When Fermin Lopez scored the fifth goal for Barcelona, and they virtually jubilated for like 3 minutes before the goal was chalked off. Immediately after recess, Barca were going to score again.
Yeah, that was true.
Like, I was looking at the game, I was wondering, what is wrong with Real Madrid?
Why is it like...
See, Barca would have scored. There was no way Real Madrid was going to win this game. If they should meet the next day, Barca will win. Next week, Barca will win. Clearly, this team needs a total change. Like,
so I'm sure.
From what we are hearing,
I'm sure Alonso coming in. I'm sure he's going to help. Okay.
He has a lot of work to do.
Okay. So that's great. But there's one thing about La Liga referees I just want to talk about. They need to be consistent, because you can't disallow this penalty. The ball that hits Tchouaméni's hand.
Yeah.
And tell me that you tell me that ball wasn't a penalty, and tell me that Fermin Lopez goal wasn't a goal. It's the same thing. So then La Liga referees need to be consistent in their decisions. Next season they just need to do better.
Because I think it's just a case of how Madrid are this in the past 2 seasons, the shenanigans they have been putting up. I think the La Liga referees just want to find a way to compensate them or something like that.
It's so classy for a club like Real Madrid. Before every big game like the Clásico, you see them complaining about referees. No. For a club with the stature of Real Madrid,
they have just forgotten that they are a big club. It's a no.
Okay, so let's go straight into arguably the best league in the world, the English Premier League. And this weekend we had interesting games, very interesting games in the top 5 race. We had Southampton playing a goalless draw against Manchester City. Everyone was surprised. 0-0.
Investors crowd was surprised.
Oh, investors, Charlie,
City are destroying everything.
So they played a 0-0. Chelsea lost at the St. James Park by 2-0. I wasn't surprised about that scoreline. Liverpool, Arsenal played a 2-2 draw, and this is in the first round. They played a 2-2 draw at Emirates, and this at Anfield they also played another 2-2 draw. Yeah. So this is very tough between those sides.
Yeah.
And
Nottingham
Nottingham Forest also played 2-2 against Leicester. And the twins in the Premier League. That is. Should I tell you the twins?
Hideous twins.
The twins in the Premier League. Manchester United and Spurs. They both lost at home by 2-0.
They said they are the Mukwis.
16th and 17th position. And surprisingly, both teams have the same anthem. If you listen to the anthem of Spurs, it's the same thing for Manchester United. Glory, glory, Man United. Glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur. Glory, Ben Panye. United in Koye, we in Koye. Let's talk about the Newcastle Chelsea game, Nabila.
Yeah. Let me just say that Jackson is a very silly boy.
I was even about to even go there.
Because Jackson lost the game for Chelsea, not Maresca.
He did one of the senseless things ever as a player.
The more you think about it, the more you ask yourself, like, Jackson, why? Yeah, Jackson, why? Because you see, even at 1-0, I felt like Chelsea had a chance to win the game. I saw the game in a pattern of how Chelsea played against Fulham, where the opponent comes at you, they bully them, get an early goal, Chelsea fights back, maybe equalize and go on to win the game. And even when Chelsea went 10 down,
in the second half,
they were
one of the best games.
Big shout out to Maresca. He made the right changes, brought in the right personnel, and Chelsea went at Newcastle.
And one good thing he did today was that he didn't delay in his changes.
No.
He did that instantly.
No.
But as soon as they went to the...
at halftime, when they come back, Madueke was up, James was in. As the game went on, Sancho came in. As the game went on, we brought in other players. And look, I just think that Chelsea Jackson cost Chelsea, big time today, because Newcastle going away to Newcastle is a very tough game to play. And for the past, I think 3-4 seasons, Chelsea have really not have good results.
The very last time Chelsea won at the St. James Park in the Premier League was in 2021.
Yes, under Thomas Tuchel.
That was when Chelsea beat Newcastle 3-0.
And
Reece James
scored a
brace
in
and
there.
Jorginho scoring the
exactly.
penalty.
Yeah. So for me, I think that it was a game where, of course, Newcastle started brilliantly. And I mentioned that in the preview, how these people are very sick and they are going to go for ball, bully you, and that's how the first goal came about. Lavia uncharacteristically was bullied off the ball. Across in there, Tonali gets the goal in there. But I think Chelsea came in, they were now settling down. And in the 35th or 36th minute, Jackson, very inexperienced. Just showing why Chelsea would have to upgrade on him come next season. And so for me, Chelsea were just unlucky. They played so well brilliantly. On another day, maybe they could have had a luck and maybe just get a draw in there, because they created enough chances to have, equalized. But still, they have a chance. They are still fit because Nottingham have drew their game in there.
Okay, so talking about Nottingham Forest, Sifas, I just want you to just brush some things through that game. They played a 2-2 draw against a Leicester City side that are relegated. And the kind of ball Leicester played, that should tell you the integrity of the English Premier League is top notch. Whether you are down or not,
whether you are even relegated,
like, you still play your best, and that is what this weekend we saw from Southampton and Leicester. Talk to me about the Forest Leicester game.
It's the beauty of the Premier League, like you rightly said, and that's what makes the league very unpredictable sometimes. A lot of people would have expected Nottingham Forest to at least get maximum points, especially because they were playing at home. And if you watch how the game panned out from the onset, I saw a Nottingham Forest team that was piling the pressure. They wanted to get the early goal just to settle nerves, because they know that from now to the end of the season, every game is more like a final.
Yeah.
And then against the run of play, moments of lapse in concentration at the back, Kono Kwadi was quickest to react. Leicester City found themselves ahead, and that was it. The games became very difficult for them. They knew that they had to keep pushing men forward. They needed a lot from Gibbs White. They needed more industry from Elanga and then Chris Wood up front. So the game got a bit difficult for them. Yes, they managed to pull parity, but then again they couldn't consolidate the lead to make the game difficult for Leicester. And Leicester had to find their way and then get something out of the game. It's going to be difficult now for Nottingham Forest, because they have a couple of difficult games coming, including the last game against Chelsea at home. So let's see how it will go as far as the race for the top 5 is concerned.
Okay, and also Liverpool champions played against Arsenal. They played a 2-2 draw. Nabila, just talk to me about it in just like 30 seconds.
I think the game signifies why Arsenal are where they are and why Liverpool won the league. Because last week, Chelsea beat Liverpool 3-1, and Arsenal fans were like, "Oh, Liverpool."
But Arsenal were down 2-0, but they came back to get a 1 point.
Why did they get down 2-0 in the first place? Because you are playing against a Liverpool. So, of course, you say you went to Anfield and all that. But for me, I think that it just shows you the class and the gulf in between these two clubs. Of course, Arsenal fans want to hide behind referees and injuries and all other things. But the reality of the matter is that in the current iteration of their team, they are not ready to compete for the title. And that is the truth. Whether they like it or not, that is the truth.
Okay. So, Sefas, just talk to me about the Southampton City game.
It was one game that got many surprised. Like, really, see, a team that was already relegated.
Yeah.
And Manchester City side, who needs the points badly, to secure that top 5 finish in the Premier League. And I saw a Southampton side that defended from minute 1 to the last minute, the 97th minute.
Yeah.
Virtually every single player in their own half, like closing every space, going in the 50-50 tackles, very physical on the City players.
And even you could even count the number of times they even entered into the City box.
Yeah, they had like 7 touches.
Like 7. And also it was just 1 or 2 chances that they had to even play a shot.
Exactly.
But City were just on it, but just that City were just blunt.
That is the word.
Yeah,
sometimes that's what happens. And maybe you may want to attribute it to the fact that, yes, maybe Haaland had to come in from injury and maybe not too much fit and all that. Because if you look at the City team that played prior to this game, the last 2-3 games, it was a team that was relatively sharp up front. But I saw a team that was quite blunt. I didn't see a lot of runs in the final third. I didn't see them trying to carve them open, really. And it's so uncharacteristic as far as Pep Guardiola's side is concerned. Hey, at the end of the day, Southampton did what they had to do. They know they are already out, but they needed to go out at least fighting, and it was a well-deserved point.
Okay, just a quick one. There's a certain notion and theory that City play better without Erling Haaland. But that's a conversation for another day that we'll explore.
Sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's a conversation that we should explore maybe in the future.
Yeah. And also, in 30 seconds, I just want you guys talk to me about the twins in the Premier League. Spurs United, they both lost.
Them quiz.
What's wrong? Are they not interested twins to play in the this thing in the Premier League now?
No, I think that both teams know that the Premier League they can't do anything. Whether they win, lose, or draw, they can't make up the top half. So I think they are focusing all their attention, energy, and they are priming themselves up rather for the Europa, the finals of the Europa, other than wasting their energy and resources on the Premier League. So for me, I think they are just, drugged out of the Premier League and they're just waiting for the Europa finals.
Okay. And also, I just can't wait for the last 2 games in the Premier League because we are going to get interesting games because next week we are going to get good games coming up. So the top 5 race is not over at all.
No.
It's not
it's
over
going to the wire.
But there's just one team that I'm so disappointed in them. That is Aston Villa. You won against Bournemouth yesterday. Fine, that's good. You just came on X. We've qualified to Europe. So then they don't care whether they will qualify for UEFA Champions League, Europa, Conference League.
They have qualified
for Europe next season. That is it. But for the 2 twins, I just feel like they should just for the Europa final. They shouldn't even play. They should just throw a coin in the toss. Whoever wins, they give you the distance.
Imagine the relegation slots had not yet been settled, and United and Tottenham are playing the way they are. Just imagine.
So to our viewers, what do you guys think about this weekend? Last weekend's games. We had very interesting games. Just go on our YouTube channel. Just like, subscribe. It's a wrap from us. Goodbye.